The fact is the American food system is broken and it's killing us.
As a recent Wall Street Journal editorial put it, quote, Americans eat unhealthy food because the food system is designed to feed it to them.
We have a dysfunctional food system where it is cheaper to get ultra-processed food than whole food, but through crazy subsidies, we're being poisoned by design.
These numbers are stunning, and they're going up.
Well, I know you're aware of Calley Means, right?
Yes.
This is Calley Means.
Calley Means.
Calley Means.
Former Coca-Cola consultant, Calley Means.
He saw firsthand how the food and pharma industries rigged the system to their advantage.
In the 1980s, when the Surgeon General finally said smoking is bad, the cigarette companies were some of the biggest companies in the world. So what they strategically did is it started buying food companies. R.J. Reynolds bought Nabisco, Philip Morris bought Kraft and General Foods. By the 1990s, the cigarette industry actually controlled about 40% of the U.S. food supply. When you look at ultra-processed food and look at all those ingredients we don't understand, it literally is a science experiment from tobacco industry scientists to make that food ultra-palatable and ultra-addictive.
There is growing evidence that these foods are deliberately designed to be addictive, similar to cigarettes.
I would say it a bit differently. When you eat this ultra-processed food, you want to eat more of it. Whether that's addiction or not is...
Sounds to me like it's an addiction.
We are at record highs this year of diabetes, obesity, kidney disease. We spend $4.9 trillion now a year on healthcare. The result of that is we rank 49th in life expectancy. Clearly, something isn't working, and it has to do with our food system, which is at the root of nearly every chronic disease that is crippling America.
Well, 2014, I got diagnosed with thyroid cancer. Didn't see that coming. I mean, really hearing the word cancer, I think anybody that ever has heard it for themselves or for a family member, it's the scariest word that there is.
Arugula is like my favorite lettuce.
We just decided, cut it out and be done with it. And I guess I feel like that was the best decision given everything we knew at the time.
I feel like it was a big wake-up call for us as young, quote-unquote, healthy people to start paying more attention to what was in our food, what's in our cleaning supplies, what is in our environment that we are part of every single day.
Yeah, because I never got an answer on how did this get there? Like, how did I get a lump in my thyroid? What did I do? What did I eat? What did I take? What was I exposed to? They were just like, we know how to get it out of you, but we don't know how it got there.
This is our homemade barbecue sauce. It only has 11 ingredients in it, and you can actually pronounce all the ingredients.
So you don't use any seed oils, right? In any of your stuff? No. That's why we love you.
Not to put junk in my body.
Yes.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
And it can taste so good when you do it right.
Exactly.
Do you want 2 of these?
Yes.
I'll do 2 of these.
We first heard Calley Means when he spoke at a Joe Polish Genius Network event. And as I'm sitting there, my jaw is dropped and I'm like, this guy has put everything together. And I reflected upon my own health journey, my own thyroid cancer, and I'm like, this is the problem. Big food is the problem. What he's talking about, what he's uncovering as a lobbyist who's been in these backroom meetings, we Americans deserve to know. And it's a plausible answer why every single marker of health in the United States has gotten worse over the last 40 years.
As owners of a nutritional supplement company, we do feel like we support people in their health journey, but we both feel like there's a way that we can do more in our local community, and that is something that we're working on now. We really want to take that next step. We are opening an organic coffee shop, and we would love to talk to you about having your items there. I really think it would be a nice addition for people to be able to come in for coffee and see some unique things like this that they can get, along with some, farm fresh eggs. We're gonna have like a little cooler section, maybe some raw milk, who knows, but make it a little micro market also that just has some things that you just can't find at the grocery store.
We've been getting inspired by others in the community who are doing similar things to provide clean, healthy, delicious food to the community, to the local community. And I think this is a growing phenomenon that is probably starting to happen across America because of the Make America Healthy Again movement. We can reverse all of those terrible health markers that are happening in America by fixing the food, by making good, clean food more available at local levels.
As we start this journey to open an organic coffee shop, we want to better understand how our country's food system got so screwed up in the first place. That brings us back to Calley Means, the former food lobbyist who was on the inside but walked away to speak the truth. We're excited to reconnect with Calley today to learn more about the cultural shift that's happening and what's being done to drive real, lasting change.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's a war right now on kids. If you just look around, the biggest industries in the countries profit from a sick child and lose money when a child is thriving. Obesity is a scourge among teens. 50% of teens are overweight or obese. 38% of teens now have prediabetes. And just recently, the American Academy of Pediatrics said that Ozempic should be the first-line defense. The first-line defense, lifetime Ozempic jabs for 12-year-olds. Infertility is skyrocketing among Americans. Sperm count's down 50% in a generation. 25% of women are suffering with PCOS. And the answer from the medical system is more drugs. A new coalition is forming. We are on the verge of a golden age of health, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make America healthy again. Thank you.
I'm curious, the beginning of this year, did you think you would be here today?
I knew that there was something powerful to this message that's being brought together by so many leaders in the space, but there's, I think, just millions and millions of voices of moms and people that are just frustrated about us getting so sick. I mean, there's just all these different forces that have brought this to where we are.
For sure. I think that maybe politics has divided us for so long, but maybe it's food that can unite us.
I think so. I think that's absolutely right. I think
should.
Yeah.
Because we all have the same vested interest here.
Everybody's got to eat.
It's a true bipartisan issue. Before World War II, we really didn't have processed food. We didn't have food in boxes. It was close to 0% of the American diet. Following World War II, Europe has decimated all the farmland and we had to feed the world. So we started putting food in boxes. We started creating preservatives so we could ship food overseas. So the ultra-processed food industry started with good intentions. What people realize is that you could actually weaponize that food to make it more addictive by adding combinations of salt and sugar and fat.
No one can eat just one.
So you had an explosion of ultra-processed food consumption as a percentage of the American diet start around 1990, late 1980s. That's led to higher calorie consumption in the United States, which obviously has led to more obesity. Additionally, all these chemicals, which are there to make the food cheap and more addictive, are surely having problems we don't even understand with our microbiome and metabolic health. What I'm contributing from, working in DC is trying to drive top-down change. We do need that, but where change really happens is on the local level. There's bills around the country to improve our food system. This is building a cultural wave that's changing consumer behavior, it's changing votes. People are chipping away at every different level, and that momentum will change the country.
We saw that there was a need in this town. So fast forward 2 years, working with suppliers that I know are working toward the same goal and doing the screening of the farms and making sure that there's no pesticides on the food. It feels like we're doing a service to the town. Jeremy and I call it this business our love letter to Fountain Hills. Yeah. Oh, I got it. As we've processed our food for preserving it, for shipping it long haul, we've lost access to the nutrition in our food. Our grandparents had it right. And when you eat food that is locally grown or raised or made and handled minimally and processed minimally, you're maximizing the amount of nutrition that gets into your body. So that's the goal, is to get back to that.
Hey, hon, you got some cucumbers up here?
Yeah, how many do you need?
I want them all.
All of them?
All of them.
Tell you what, just take this whole thing.
All right.
All right. If there's any left, I'll take them back.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, honey.
If we just handled our food better from start to finish, we wouldn't need to do all these silly things that we're doing. We're the greatest country in the world. We shouldn't have second-class food. Who needs a gym when you got a hand squeezing limes all day? It's like a free weightlifting class every day. When we first started, I didn't think there would be the response there was. I'm a guy, I like my steak and my potatoes and stuff like that. And I didn't think having a grocery store full of fresh vegetables that are organic and locally produced milk and farm fresh eggs, I didn't think there was as many people out there who felt that way. But boy, was I wrong. Every person that comes into our store thanks us for being here, and that on top of eating good, that feels good. If there's a market like ours in every single neighborhood, people would have the access to the food and maybe be able to talk to somebody like my wife or I who can give them a little bit of guidance and help them along their way. But that's the first step, is getting small stores in there instead of, the big faceless company, which is probably gonna hate us after this.
The farmers and the vendors that we work with, none of us have any intention to scale beyond our current size. So what we need is, instead of big food and big industries and industrial farming, we need to break that down and federate it and have communities that have their own little ecosystems. Local retailers, local farmers, local food makers, all talking and working with each other about how to meet the needs. There's something beautiful that happens when you back up and make your world very small again. You start talking to your neighbors, you get outside, you share, and you teach. But it starts with supporting the farmers and the food makers with markets, little markets like ours.
We fell in love with Good Living Greens the first time we shopped here. So as we start a market of our own, we're turning to Jill and Jeremy for guidance on where to begin and who to work with. Hey guys. Good to see you. Busy day? So we're in a spot where we just actually submitted plans for permitting on our new organic coffee shop 2 days ago. So it's like, all right, how long is this gonna take? And we wanna do like a micro market in there and have some things, right? It's gotta be shelf stable and or frozen.
We found a couple of good vendors that we really like.
Arizona grass-fed, grass beef.
Yeah, actually, can you show me some of that?
These guys, I know where their herd is. I know what their practices are. I know what the feed is. I reached out to them. So you have a great product. Is it truly grass-fed and finished? Tell me about it.
Yeah.
And they were just generous with them and proud to talk about it. And it's right up the highway in Arizona.
Well, I grew up in the outdoors of Arizona, so being a rancher really fits in with that outdoor lifestyle. The greatest thing is being able to produce good, healthy beef for customers and good, healthy products that are made from the cow. Really love it when customers call us on the phone and tell us how much they love our products, and that's really what makes it all worthwhile.
Welcome to the wide open rangelands of northern Arizona. This is Nose Ranch, one of several ranches operated by Tim Peterson, spanning over 1 million acres of pasture. Tim and his cowboys raise cattle the old-fashioned way, on horseback, under open skies, and with a deep respect for the land and the animals.
The cattle have a mind of their own, horses have a mind of their own. A lot of my cowboys have a mind of their own, and many, many different things can happen, so it's a different day every day. Go on, hey, go on. Hold on a minute, I gotta get this bull out of the way. He's not moving, let's back up just a hair. Hey, hey, go on, go on, go on, go on. There he goes. Hey. Cattle ranching is a lifestyle. You have to love the outdoors. You get addicted to the cattle. You get to know the cattle. It's hard work. It's good, and it's good, honest, hard work.
To me, the core problem is the corporate capture of government by big agriculture and has incentivized and recommended industrial farming. They've incentivized and recommended feedlots. They've incentivized and recommended a diet for animals that's totally against their evolutionary biology.
Some feedlots have up to 150,000 head of cattle, and they're all lined up on a bunk, and they're all going to get fed every morning and every night. These cattle are free range. They roam around, 150,000 acres of wide open country.
We may only see them once a month, these cows, once or less, yeah. Some of them less.
Sometimes we might see them every 6 months. And so when we get them in, we gather them and we get some cattle in here. Jacob has a pretty good sense of, and we keep records on these cattle. They all have ear tags on them. And so if we haven't seen a cow in a while, we want to check her teeth. We want to check her teats. We want to check genetics. There's a lot of things we're looking at before we send them back out again, because we might not see them for another month or 2 or even 6. I think all in all, people are just sick and tired of being sick. They have common sense. They see the cancer rates on the rise. They see the obesity is on the rise. And diabetes and pre-diabetes, it's an epidemic, and people are realizing it's coming from our food.
Unlike industrial beef, free-range cattle live as they should, grazing on a natural grass-fed diet, which results in meat that's richer in omega-3s, vitamins, and antioxidants. They also have less stress, which means lower cortisol, and leads to a higher quality product. But Tim goes even further. He's not just raising cattle, he's reclaiming the full value of the animal.
So this is where we do all of our beef tallow, for all of our rendering pots.
And this is your AZ grass-fed beef tallow.
Yes.
Can you basically replace canola oil, seed oil type stuff? Can you cook almost anything in this?
Yeah, use it in a frying pan. You can deep fry with it. You can use it as skin lotion. McDonald's restaurants used to fry all their French fries in beef tallow. And we're seeing the demand grow and grow.
So great-grandma would have cooked with tallow?
Yes, that's what our company does. We make food much the way it was made 120 years ago on the farm, on the ranch.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, the most important phrase in food is I want to know where my food is coming from, and I want to know what's in it. So these cattle they're the same story as our beef, grass-fed, grass-finished, free range, open range, no antibiotics, no growth hormones, and that fat comes from those animals. We're rendering it into tallow. There you go. It's supposed to get rid of all your wrinkles, so if you have wrinkles.
How about that?
I don't even recognize you anymore.
It's still me.
When we look at our broken agriculture system that's destroying the earth and destroying our health, It's really been following government incentives and directives. The only way we're gonna get out of this hole is if we see our farming practices and really incentivizing this shift away from the industrial processes that have been incentivized over the past 30 years.
What does it mean for you and for other ranchers to have more consumers buying grass-fed beef?
We need consumers to get on board and help us fund grassroots organizations like Yavapai cattle growers, Arizona cattle growers, so we can take those monies and we can do more lobbying and actually stand up against some of these environmental groups because we don't have the funding to do it, you know.
You're outgunned.
Yeah, so I spend lots of time down at the legislature and testifying, but how do you go against 5, 6, 7, 8 lobbyists for a certain industry that want to promote lab-grown meat? Why should they be able to call that beef? So that's why we need customers to buy. And grass-fed beef, I believe, is healthier. That's research you're gonna have to do on your own, but the grass-fed revolution is on.
After meeting Tim, we heard about another local renegade raising chickens in her own backyard and teaching others to do the same. We had to check it out and maybe see about sourcing her farm fresh eggs.
All right, out of the way, Lolly. We're gonna go feed chickens. Okay. Hey, everybody. You want some too? Hey, this is Peggy. She's got 1 foot. Here you go, Peggy. All right, here I come. Here I come. Here I come. You just have a better time. If you're healthy, you're gonna have a good time. Same thing with chickens. A happy, healthy chicken is gonna be more productive. She's gonna lay more eggs. Same thing with people. If you're unhappy and you're depressed, you're not gonna get anything done. It's just not gonna happen. But if you're happy and you're feeling good, you're like, let's do it. What can we get done today? You know, so you're excited to get up and, you know, tackle the day. So, yeah, what you eat, you are what you eat. Chickens are one of the easiest animals to maintain. Probably just need to put eyes on them once a day, make sure that they've got their food and their water, and check their eggs. Here you go, Harry. I mean, you asked me earlier what my favorite thing is about the chickens, and it's not the food, it's the relationship. So there's a lot of benefits to chickens, and that's one of them. So it's that interaction, that connection.
I am so excited to visit this place. Yeah. They have like raw milk here. Sweet. Hi.
Hey, oh my gosh.
Who is this?
This is Sweetie.
Hey, Sweetie.
Can we pet him?
You sure can, yeah. He's been really
So
well
soft.
handled by his last family, so he's here looking for a new home.
I don't think I've ever pet a chicken before.
I haven't either. You know, I didn't grow up on a farm.
I didn't know they liked to be pet.
Can I hold him?
Sure, yeah.
hold
So
him.
we like to slide your hand right underneath there.
Right
There we
underneath
go,
the
yep.
hand?
And then pull him in close so he
Okay.
feels safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, now just pet him so he
sweetie.
feels
It's
secure.
a cuddly chicken.
It is. He feels a little shaky, like he's kind of getting used to me.
He just dropped his head and took a nap. He
Oh.
feels very relaxed with
Oh,
you.
okay.
Yeah, he's like, this is good. He did that to another customer earlier, another gentleman. I feel like he likes the guys.
He's never.
This is the first time, right?
This is the first time we've ever gotten him to calm down.
You're the rooster whisperer. Who knew?
Oh, I sure am. Hi, sweetie.
Inspire Farms, we inspire farms one backyard at a time. And if you don't have a backyard or the desire to have the backyard farm, then we provide the foods from the local farmers so that you can purchase them without having to raise them. So, and that's our audience, it's 50-50. Half of them want to do it or are doing it, and the other half don't want to or can't, but they come to buy the products that those farmers produce. So another thing that happens a lot here is people come in and they go, I'm allergic to eggs. I can't eat eggs. So they're looking for a solution, a substitute protein. And I'm like, but wait a minute, let me ask you a couple questions. And I'm like, are you also allergic to corn? So about 50% of the people who come in and tell me they can't eat eggs are also allergic to corn. And I'm like, just buy some of our eggs, try it out, and let me know. And they come back and they're like, holy cow, I can eat eggs. Because most of the eggs on the market have been fed corn, and if you're allergic to corn, you can't go near it. Same thing with the meat. Starting to look like a chicken. Nice flap. People would ask me all the time, why should I bother? What's the point? Those are really expensive eggs by the time you get done buying expensive feed and setting up coops and stuff. And I say, yes, they may be the most expensive eggs you've ever eaten, but they're yours, and you know what you fed the chicken, so you know what's in the egg. Putting chickens in the backyard is gonna get you fresh food. It's gonna get you friendship and entertainment. It's also gonna repair the topsoil in your yard. And topsoil is one of the top 3 things that this planet is losing rapidly. And that's why most of our food is devoid of nutrients, because we're planting it in soil that no longer has nutrients in it. So I have trained my gardeners not to remove anything from my property. All the weeds, all the leaves, all the grass. We use no chemicals here. Everything goes into the chicken coop. They get to eat it, play with it, spread it around, have a good time. And then we leave it there to compost. So we're making our own dirt, right? I have not bought a bag of dirt in 10 years. When I need dirt, I get a shovel. I go dig about 4 inches down and I hit black gold. You shouldn't be paying $10 a bag for dirt. You should be making dirt. And that's gonna help the planet. And the chickens are doing it. I think everybody who wants chickens should be able to have chickens because they're just good for you in so many ways, and the planet. Looking good. All right, and then one more thing. There we go. All right, speed rooster. Hard to see with the light behind it. There we go. Then what I would do with this is I would cover a book with it like that. That would be my journal cover. Just super fun. Oh, a cow. So there you go. Super fun.
We're rounding out the animals with some goats. These ladies produce some of the cleanest and most delicious cheese in town. Here in Buckeye, Arizona, Wendell Crow is the local legend for all things goat.
All right, come on, babies. The USDA does nothing to help the small farmers. Farm Bureau does nothing to help the small farmers. They all think big. The small farmer is providing a healthy food. They're not giving out stuff that's covered in pesticides, everything else. That guy's buying ladybugs to put on his stuff, you know? Like what I'm doing here. I don't vaccinate. I don't use antibiotics on my animals. I buy the best feed I can afford. But it's such a conundrum trying to produce a good product and stay in business. I feel bad all the time because there's restaurants that can't afford my cheese. And you have to be really high end, so I'm only feeding rich people. But I have to charge that to stay in business because I'm small.
National farming guidelines from FDA bureaucrats who've never been on a farm in their life, taking power away from local farmers has been a disastrous experiment. And we will not get out of this mess without common sense solutions to start impugning and fixing, what's wrong with our system.
All right, welcome to the cheese studio.
Yeah. Hey, thank you so much for having us here today.
Fantastic. Come on, let's get started.
Let's
make
do
some
it.
cheese. Let's make some cheese. I know how to produce a really good milk, but you can't make good cheese out of crappy milk. You have to have good milk to start with. Right. And so your major brands of cheese out there, they're going to get their milk from 300 dairies, and you can get some bad milk out there. So you end up with an average milk, you end up with an average cheese. You can't make it taste better than what the milk starts out.
Right.
And so starting with your own is really what makes a big difference on ours. Oh,
yeah. Well, I'm getting it all over myself, is that right?
You get a drink. There you go.
It's
Pretty
good.
It's fresh. It's fresh milk.
It's really good.
Here's the chef. Grab a spoon.
Okay.
Get some.
So can people that are, let's say, like lactose intolerant, can they tolerate this type of cheese or goat milk better than?
Lots of people. Mine is a fresh cheese, but since it's goat milk, a lot of people can eat it. It's so much easier digestible.
Thanks to its lower lactose and gentle proteins, goat cheese is easier to digest than regular cheese. And when you raise goats the way Wendell does, you can really taste the difference. Cheese like this, made right and made local, is something we feel good about sharing with our community. Well, we are opening up a organic coffee shop and market. And we want to source some items like this, and we'd love to have some of that in a little refrigerated section.
That'd be nice.
We're going to have some farm fresh eggs and some raw milk, and this would be such a great thing to add just for people. You can't find this at your grocery store. That's the kind of stuff we want to have.
You can.
It's hard work. It's good, and it's good, honest hard work. But I think our work is important because we're creating a solution to the food issue out there, the issues that people have with food and high processed foods and ultra processed foods and all the sugar and food dyes and all the things that are being put on our food. The food that we make is minimal ingredients, and people like that because our food is kind of like the same food that their grandma and their great grandma made, and I think they really appreciate that.
So obviously the pickleball court's here, and soon to be the Firefly Organic Coffee and Market right next door.
Perfect.
That's the idea anyways. Thank you. This is not just about coffee and groceries. We want to create something our community doesn't have. A place where healthy food is easy to find and local farmers are a part of the story, not just the supply chain.
Firefly will be an organic market and coffee shop, but more than that, it'll be a gathering place. This is our way of standing for something better. It's a small step, but if more people do more of this and their communities rally around them, that's how real change happens. That's how we break big food. And we're starting right here in our own neighborhood. I found this product called Limitless Walls, and it's basically like a forest with fireflies. And this goes like on the whole giant wall, like a mural.
right, yeah.
Mural? Yeah. I don't know if it's too much. I don't know if you guys like it, but.
I mean, you could take some gorgeous pictures in front of something like this too. So I think that's kind of special, to be honest with you. I do like it.
I really, really want, when someone walks in, for there to be zero doubt why this place is called Firefly. And that it's so memorable and different that like they can't wait to tell their friends or have that party there or come back, you know? I like it.
I need to...
Happy wife, happy life? I don't know what
He
to
needs
say.
to- he needs to process.
He needs to process, okay.
I know, they just didn't tell me you had to keep doing things to make her happy.
You're gonna be happy.
Okay.
I think it's
So to keep the wife happy, we locked in her design decisions, and now the demo at Firefly can begin. While hammers are swinging, there's still one crucial detail for this organic coffee shop that we've yet to nail down: a source for organic coffee beans.
Well, it is a lot harder to find certified organic coffee beans than I thought it was gonna be. The reality is, so much coffee out there has mold and pesticides and glyphosate, and it's like, this is something people are putting in their body every day, if not multiple times a day. It's equally as important as the food, right?
Yeah.
But I did find this roaster, which we're heading to now, and I'm pretty excited because they do have a bean that I think might work for us. We have to taste it.
Yeah.
But more importantly, their roasting process, they go through like a 10-step roasting process to ensure that the bean is super pure and clean, and like apparently most roasters have like a 2-step filtration process. They have this cute little cafe too.
Yeah, I'm excited to try the coffee. They gave us a tour of their roasting process, which they politely asked us not to film. But we had some of the best coffee we've ever tasted. Wow.
I seriously think this is it.
It's phenomenal. It tastes so good. So we're sending these beans to a lab to be independently tested for mold, pesticides, heavy metals, the works. While we wait for those lab results, Breaking Big Food continues in more ways than just two people searching for clean organic coffee beans. It takes experts and advocates on multiple platforms, all helping to drive change. And lucky for us, one of these advocates is right here in Arizona, Alex Clark, the host of the Culture Apothecary podcast.
And we demand accountability for how the millennial generation was turned into a science experiment without our informed consent for the sake of enriching big pharma, big ag, and big food.
So many people have come to this issue in so many different ways. I mean, Alex was talking about pulp culture, she was talking about politics, and she shifted her podcast to be a platform to highlight local advocates. I do think there's this special energy where, I have just met people like Alex. I think she probably DM'd me on Twitter, and we talked, and I went on her podcast, and then we went to the Senate together, and then we're advocating around states together, and particularly in Arizona, we just testified.
Millennials like me, we were raised basically as lab rats. We were fed lies. We were hooked on poison. We were told to shut up when we asked why. Millennials are the healthiest generation, they say, but then we're obese, we're infertile, we're dropping from cancer at rates that would make our grandparents weep. But childhood cancer is spiking a point every single year. Diabetes, ADHD, asthma. It is a laundry list of misery. Maha is not a request. It is a demand. And we're full steam ahead, so very exciting times. The most surprising information that I've gathered from the experts that I interview on Culture Apothecary has been some of the most simple. So I thought going into this that you have to have this crazy, $5,000 health and wellness device, that you have to have the membership to this certain gym. It really is as simple as getting sunlight, waking up with the sun, going to bed with the sun, eating real food. And that eating real food doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be even always grass-fed organic. If you can at least just eat ground beef or eggs, that's still better than ultra-processed food. And so it is actually way more accessible to the everyday person to eat this way and live this way than they think. If your response to all of this trending talk about health and wellness in the United States is, well, I grew up eating this and I turned out okay. Did you? What were you eating? It's not the same as today. We used to call type 2 diabetes adult onset diabetes, but we had to change the language because children now are developing it. This is lifestyle induced. This is food induced. We are blaming the wrong people and holding the wrong people accountable for the obesity epidemic. So much of culture tells us to blame the fat person for just being lazy or making bad choices. The entire system is rigged so that it is almost impossible for them to not make bad choices.
The United States is at the highest rates of almost every single chronic disease of any country in the history of the world. Childhood obesity and children being overweight in many states is over 15%. We have multiples more rates of prediabetes and diabetes, and a big part of that is that we treat all of these conditions as separate silos when they're obviously all connected, which is not what doctors are taught. There's a very convenient lie that all these chronic conditions, you've got them forever, you need to manage them. That's what's happening now in obesity. Harvard Medical School is saying that obesity is a lifetime condition that requires lifetime management. Ozempic is a lifetime drug. Even when you lose weight, you have to keep taking it for the rest of your life. The big secret in medicine is that almost every single condition that's shortening and torturing American life actually is reversible through food.
This is my rock bottom moment that inspired me to start working on myself and my health. This was not a good day. I got a headache, my feet hurt, my back hurt, I was profusely sweating, and I just couldn't enjoy the day at all. And I left that day telling myself, I can't keep living this way. If I continue down this path, this is where my life is heading, and that's not the future that I want for myself. This is when I was able to go back to Disneyland a year and a half later, 190 pounds lighter, with my sister's family, with an additional nephew, and experience it in a healthy body, and it was just a full circle moment. I have been overweight and obese for the majority of my life, so it was just what I was used to. I was living off of unhealthy foods and fast food and frozen foods and processed foods and tell myself, oh, I feel fine. If anyone said, oh, that food is not making you feel good, I would have said, no, that's not true, because I had just gotten used to not feeling good. Obesity is becoming more and more prevalent because it's convenient. Like, we live in a society where it's all about convenience and getting the things you want as fast as possible in the easiest way possible that demands the least amount from you as possible.
Jacob, I didn't know if that was you. Hi. I'm Leah, Matt's sister. I've lost a bit of weight since you last saw me. I always forget that like some people haven't seen me since I was closer to 400 pounds. And they're probably thinking, do I know her?
Right.
And I was wondering if I knew him.
Yeah.
You have to let go of the all or nothing mindset and allow yourself to start small and be patient with yourself and really learn that there's a balance of grace and discipline. Start with habits that actually feel sustainable and doable. I think that's what makes us scared to start, because we're like, I can't sustain this for that long. And honestly, I even felt like that when I was just walking. Like when I was just taking walks and I was close to 400 pounds, I was like, I have to do this for the rest of my life. Like that sounds awful. And now I love walking and enjoy it and want to do it. So you just have to go a little bit at a time. I don't know that I'm there with strength training yet. I'm still like, I have to do this for the rest of my life. But little by little, it does become something. Like walking now is never something that I make myself do. Like I enjoy it, and I know the benefits that I get from it in multiple ways, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally too. And I know that's with this too.
Now I just make sure to get movement in every day, and for me that looks different. I'm strength training 3 times a week. I play pickleball, I hike, I take long walks, and a lot of the basics that I eat are eggs, cottage cheese, fruit, potatoes, chicken. Like I keep it as simple as possible because I don't love cooking, but I also accept that cooking is a part of eating healthy. So if there are ways that I don't have to cook, like having Greek yogurt bowls or cottage cheese bowls for a meal, I'll do that.
Are you gonna eat all that? Yeah. Yeah?
Becoming an aunt has been the greatest joy of my life. And so I saw a quote once that said, sure, you would die for your family, but would you live healthy for them? And that changed my mindset, because of course I would, in an instance, I would say I'd absolutely die for my nephew, like wouldn't have to think twice about it. But living healthy every day, that's a daily sacrifice. Living healthy every day for someone that you love, wouldn't I put in the work to do what is actually gonna benefit me and benefit those in my life too? My sister's family had started their own health journey for my brother-in-law who was dealing with an autoimmune disease. And so I learned a lot from them. They went full force into whole foods and raw dairy and the best quality meats. And when I did make the change for myself, I had them to lean on.
Put your hand down. You wanna hear the monkey? 1, 2, 3.
So our whole lives as Americans, we've been sold a lie. We have eaten foods that are highly processed, all in the name of making money for large corporations. Prior to getting diagnosed with chronic diseases, my lifestyle was what I would call very typical. I thought I was eating healthy, but eating healthy really consisted of trying to choose the best items in the drive-thru, but what I now understand to be highly processed. I thought I was healthy because I was an athlete and I worked out a lot, so I thought I was in great shape and I felt okay for the most part until I didn't. I remember for about a period of a year, I was having difficulty breathing, and that was my first indicator that something was wrong, and I couldn't figure out why. And I didn't make any changes at that time because I didn't associate my sickness with the way I ate. So I would go to urgent care, the ER, lots of different specialists, and they told me I had multiple autoimmune diseases and that there would be no cure, and that I would have to take medications of many kind forever. So I was diagnosed with exercise-induced asthma, followed by reverse psoriasis, and then ulcerative colitis. So they prescribed different medications for each condition, the main one being an anti-inflammatory drug for my digestive system because it was the most disruptive to my daily life. I took them, and for a little while they seemed to work, at least a little bit. They alleviated some symptoms, not others, and they came with some nasty side effects. including weight loss, brain fog, fatigue. But within a period of about 6 months, the medication that was working for some symptoms stopped working and things got a lot worse. And so I knew I wanted to investigate other solutions.
Let's go read a book, boys. Come on.
On behalf of my wife and my children, I didn't want to live a life that was dependent upon medications that were probably killing me in a different way. So I saw a doctor who specialized in something called autonomic response testing. She was telling me that the medication I was taking was actually harming me. It was messing with my internal systems. And she directed me both to the GAPS diet and to the principles of the Weston A. Price Foundation. And I saw results almost immediately. So I was making bone broth and using some vegetables, but mostly ruminant meat, like lamb, beef. And then I eventually started adding in things like eggs, butter, and ghee. And from there, I even started eating foods like honey, maple syrup, and raw dairy.
People can transform their fasting glucose levels, cardiology biomarkers, your cholesterol levels. You can improve them in a couple months through targeted dietary interventions. These drugs aren't curing anything. So this idea that chronic disease isn't reversible is a very convenient lie from the medical system that profits from lifetime management. Almost by design, they're just overwhelmed with the degree of sick people coming in that they're trying to stop the bleeding on, prescribe that statin, do that sinusitis surgery. And they're so overwhelmed with that, they're prevented from actually asking why there are so many sick patients in the first place.
My message for anyone that's struggling with a chronic illness is just that healing is possible. I went from being emaciated and being on death's doorstep to living a vibrant life, completely free of medications, and I'm healthier than I ever have been before. Food is absolutely medicine.
Stories like mine with cancer, Leah's with obesity, Landon's with chronic illness, that's what this is really about. We're creating change by making clean, healthy food more accessible, and we're starting right here in our own community. Well, they started yesterday. Let's see how much they got done. Holy cow.
Oh.
So
if you're coming in, this is where you stand in line. You come this way, right?
Yep.
Refrigerators here, merch rack here, coffee machine back there.
Blenders, sinks, all the plumbing, all of the cabinetry up above there. This feels so...
Patrick, what can I make you? Do you like latte art? I'm really good at it.
I'm a huge fan, actually. I'm glad you asked.
When markets like Good Living Greens and what we're building at Firefly offer better choices like organic coffee and grass-fed beef and farm-fresh eggs, we make it convenient for communities to create change from the bottom up. From the top down, it's leaders like Calley Means who are pushing for changes in government. When both sides of the coin come together, legislative policy combined with grassroots action, real lasting change can happen. Everyone has a role to play in transforming American health, and every choice matters.
Transforming the medical system to a more preventative, more disease reversal mindset is a family affair. My wife, Leslie, is an incredible entrepreneur. She's a Duke mechanical engineer. She ran supply chains for Nike and Apple, and she asked how she can use her supply chain expertise, to source the best ingredients in the world and make healthy food more affordable and more convenient. And so Leslie wanted to find a way to do this very simple but actually complicated thing of getting people real, whole, nourishing food conveniently, because that's really where the rubber hits the road.
The average American doesn't want to be unhealthy. They don't want to not be able to walk their daughter down the aisle, or they don't want to be fat or depressed. And I think individual empowerment is how we're going to be able to get out of this crisis as well. It's not just a top-down approach. So my thinking is what would America look like if along the freeway, instead of you could pull off anywhere along the freeway in the middle of America, and instead of a McDonald's, there's a ShakeUp. I think America would look better. I think America would be a better place if that was the reality. Hi. Ready to go get some smoothies?
Yes.
Okay.
We're looking in Maui.
Let's go find them.
Okay.
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 Oh. You're not tired yet? It's nap time. Shake Up SuperFoods is a healthy smoothie concept. So it's a full meal replacement. It's also very convenient. And it was solving my problem of being able to have a really healthy meal on the go. What is your favorite smoothie?
The blue one.
The blue one. Okay, so should we order a blue one for you?
Yes.
Okay. Can you say hi to Haley? All right, we are going to get one super blue, please.
The blue.
Yeah. I liked smoothies as a vehicle for like, how do we get more protein or more fat or more vegetables into, because as any mom probably knows, like toddlers have a lot of opinions on food, and so the idea that we could hide all of these extra components to make a meal even healthier, and it's something that he loves and loves to drink and tastes like a treat with these beautiful saturated natural food dyes. What do you see?
Let's
So there are over 30 superfoods in every single Shake Up smoothie. Every flavor has over 20 grams of protein, 10 grams of fiber, and all of them from really natural sources, so grass-fed collagen, organic pea protein, organic pumpkin seed protein, and the smoothies are sweetened with dates and the fruits, but there's no added sugar, which is really important for our food philosophy and for kids especially. So we feel really confident with our 5 core smoothies. Yeah. It's cold. Yes, it is cold. What do you think? You want to wait till it warms up a little bit?
Yes.
Okay, well, you don't have to drink it all right now. Maybe you can save a little bit.
People are chipping away at every different level, and whether it's the farms, whether it's the schools, whether it's moms, this is building a cultural wave, and that momentum will change the country.
Leslie is taking the fast food model head on, proving that convenience doesn't have to mean compromise. There's even restaurants preparing thoughtfully crafted meals using only clean and local ingredients. One of our favorites is a beautiful spot right here in our neighborhood.
I wanted somewhere nearby to go that I could take my son somewhere that had something other than chicken nuggets on the menu and French fries fried in canola oil. And I kept waiting patiently for somebody else to do this in hopes that I could be their best customer, and it never really happened. And so I went on this road trip and I mapped out places that I could pull inspiration from. I went to these places and I was a bit of a sponge, and I picked my favorite things, and I came back, and about a year and a half we had Amelia's, the restaurant.
The menu here is a celebration of good food, crafted entirely with health in mind. Not a single dish is cooked or fried in seed oil. Instead, every ingredient is intentionally chosen for its purity and origin. The chicken comes from a trusted, free-range local farm. Stacy features Tim's Arizona grass-raised beef and Wendell's rich, handcrafted goat cheese. At Amelia's, nothing is accidental. Every item on the menu reflects a deep commitment to sourcing clean, local, and uncompromised ingredients, raising the bar for what a restaurant can and should be.
Okay, let's hit this table 116, spicy deviled eggs. Just had 112, right? You guys got all the good stuff.
Yeah, we wanted to try it all. Thank you.
We rely so heavily on these local purveyors that we have here at Amelia's. We got Arizona grass-fed beef, and then we're bringing in a noble bun, and we're putting our own special sauce on it that's made with our house-made mayo. And what I feel like we do really well here is making comfort food better for you and taste better. So the list goes on with this burger that we pair with the street French fries next to it. I think full circle, it's just those vendors are what makes this restaurant so special.
Well, believe it or not,
Basically.
They're like,
hold on.
It felt so right to start with the Butterburger slider.
It does.
So save room for the butterboard.
The more butter, the
Okay,
better.
so I'm gonna scooch this in. So this is the Butterburger slider, house-made pickles, and then the green chili stew with the Crow's Dairy Gotija, our easy cob with our rotisserie chicken, medjool dates, and spicy deviled eggs. And then the butterboard, Jack's Pretzel Twist, named after my son.
Wow.
And we'll bring some plates over and it's time to dive in.
I was thinking about, you have on one end people like Tim who raise this amazing Arizona grass-fed beef, and on the other end you have people like me and all of us who are enjoying the heck out of it. What would it mean to you for those concentric circles to get bigger?
It's another job to find these amazing vendors that do what they do, right? And then to educate our customer is a whole nother job, right? Social media and marketing and all of that. So to have more options, or to have the great farms and farmers and local purveyors be able to make more of it, and hopefully bring the cost down a little bit. Like, if it wasn't such a commodity, like as a business owner, I feel like it would allow us to provide more to the people and make it so much more feasible. So I hope and pray that that is something that comes to light, because right now it's a sliver of what's being put out there.
At Amelia's, Stacy is proving that a full-service restaurant can deliver both incredible flavor and uncompromising integrity. Just down the road, there's a baker who's challenging one of the most widely consumed staples in the United States, bread.
I made the bread for my husband. He loves sourdough, and I was buying it from the grocery store, and I was like, I really don't want to buy this stuff from here anymore. Like, look at the ingredients, it's terrible. Bread from the grocery store has a long list of ingredients. Sourdough that's made here is just water, salt, and flour. Like, that's it. Like, you're not adding all this other stuff that is unnecessary. Well, it started with Good Living Greens. I kept bringing it into Jill to give to her because we couldn't eat it all. And so we started bartering eggs for bread, and she was like, would you want to sell this? And I was like, I don't really think I want to do that. I was like, I'm gonna end up not liking it. I don't want to hate making bread. And she was like, well, think on it. And so I went home, and the next day I went back and I had my cottage food license, I had my food handler's license, and I was like, let's do this. Worst case, it doesn't work, and people don't love my bread. Like, it's fine, but at least we tried. And then it just took off from there. It immediately went from like 8 loaves to like 30 to 60 to 120. So Jill is my reason for making this happen, because she wanted the bread at her store.
Hello, beautiful bread lady.
Mainly because of the cinnamon rolls.
Want to bet how fast they last?
I know, and especially because I wasn't here on Tuesday.
People are so excited.
Did you sell the frozen ones?
Uh-huh.
I thought so.
Uh-huh.
All my backlog is now gone.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
I gotta start all over.
The phone has been ringing all morning. You've built a brand so quickly.
I know, it's great.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
You did so
I told
good.
them you're my biggest cheerleader.
Well, it's pretty
Because
easy.
you are. That's fine.
All right. See you later.
All right. Bye, lady. We should all care about what goes into our food. It matters because ingredients matter. I mean, we should care about what we put in our bodies. We shouldn't just trust the grocery store to do the right thing. They're not going to. We have to do the right thing. Making the bread myself, I know exactly what goes into it. No one else is touching it. If you don't care about your health, no one else is going to care about it.
This ecosystem of food suppliers who encourage and bolster one another is exactly what we're getting back to in our community. But if you don't live in Arizona, there's people making a difference nationwide.
As we work to educate consumers on, price differences between buying right from your farmer versus the grocery store, they wrongly assume it's more expensive. So we've got ranchers like Three Sons, Brad and his guys, his boys, they sell quarter halves and wholes only. And when you go look at what they're doing, you can buy a whole beef for $4,500,
Yep.
right? But when we actually run the numbers, if you were to buy a whole beef piece by piece at the store, you're gonna pay more, around $6,000 plus.
AJ and his business partner Brooke started FromTheFarm.org, a digital farmers market that connects Americans, no matter where you are, directly to farmers. They're growing an online marketplace to help people get access to healthy meat, vegetables, fruit, and dairy.
People just want the truth, they want the answers, and the labels aren't giving them those answers. So From the Farm gives them the ability to connect and shake the hand that feeds them, and then they can ask the people who are actually growing their food at the source what's in it.
One of many ways we advocate for our producers is by helping educate the consumer what went into that beef in order to give you this price.
Yeah, right.
They're not just picking a number. Like, what do I need? What do I want?
Yeah.
What price is my wildest dreams? No, it's everything that they had to pay out of their pocket to raise the animal.
The fact of the matter is that healthy food is sometimes more expensive because of corrupt government incentives. That is the plane that we're on right now. We need to realize that we're in a terrible situation. We will not get out of this mess without dismantling the top-down mandates coming from FDA bureaucrats who are funded by pharma.
Everyone needs to realize that no one person or one store or one group or one rancher or one farmer can make the change that we need in order for us to have an optimistic future. You gotta join us as a group. We have to be a community. We are in fact stronger together. More than anything, we need to change our spending habits. That one thing that everybody can do today will make a huge difference.
We can't break big food dollar for dollar because they have the dollars.
All of them.
This is a collaborative effort by the American people. When we make these shifts to more localized food systems, we're pulling that money out of these big multinational corporations, out of these corrupt agencies that do not care about our health, and we're putting it back into the hands of the people. Places like Good Living Greens, Firefly Organic Market, and then what we're doing at From the Farm, these are companies that are starting to reconnect people back to their food source.
Okay, so I'm nervous. Give us the, what's the headline?
So as you know, we sent in our coffee testing a couple weeks ago and it just came back. And I would like you to know that everything is squeaky clean.
Yes, oh my God. I have chill bumps, that's amazing.
This is a really big relief.
Oh, thank God. Yeah, I think we found our bean.
So we tested for PFAS, pesticides, glyphosate, mycotoxins. We did a full micro panel and we did heavy metals.
Yeah, this report is 4 pages long of all the things that we tested for.
It was very extensive.
Yeah, this is incredible.
So few companies are testing for this stuff. And it's so important to know that this is not present in the beverage that you're drinking multiple times a day in a lot of cases. Let's go throw a party.
Let's do it. After the lights are plugged in, the mural is up on the wall, and the coffee has passed the test, all the pieces have finally come together. Firefly Organic Coffee Market is now open for our community. Mock bucket just randomly in the way. Don't buy that one. Chili peppers.
This will be your first time pulling a shot on this machine, Patrick.
I know. We've barely been open, and I finally get to start making some coffee. 25 seconds.
That, my friend, is a nice 30-second pull.
Then
Okay,
that,
so you're
like
gonna,
that?
yeah, a little bit like that. It's perfect. All right, go ahead. And you want to see it like a vortex go. Yeah, and it's gonna start to spin. There you go. Now it's really done. Is it hot?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then this, I've watched some videos on this. Swirling. And then I'm going to pour a latte. Setting my canvas.
Moment of truth.
And now what?
You get, it's the texture of the milk is not frothy enough.
Shoot.
So there is one additional step to latte art. Now that's gonna be a great tasting latte. It's just not gonna have any art. However.
That's what you think, but I'm not done.
Oh, you're not?
Have you ever seen a Jackson Pollock? So my latte art may need a little help, but the marketplace is already taking off and so many people are coming in every day to purchase good, clean ingredients from right here in their own neighborhood.
Oh, this rose dairy is so good.
I'm so excited to try it.
Would you like a straw?
Yes, please. Thank you.
And we got some grass-fed beef.
You're like, I'm going to a coffee shop. This is perfect.
This is amazing. You're gonna love it. Yeah, that'll work.
I think I'm gonna need one more bag.
Awesome.
Sweet, thank you so much.
Hey, Tyson.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Have a good day.
Thanks for coming in. High five.
Good job.
Well, good morning, everyone. My goodness, it is a miracle, it feels like, to have everyone here today. I really believe, and I think Ashley and our whole crew believes, that we can help to inspire America. What is sitting in this room, our stories and what we're doing day in and day out, can actually help to inspire Americans to actually make different choices. And I would like to believe that we're making a major, major impact, not just in our local Arizona community, but across America, because America needs it.
It is incumbent on each American to shift our diet more to whole foods. This movement of moms, this movement of parents, this movement of farmers, it makes a big, big difference. And getting more involved with this message that we need to reform our agriculture system, that we need to get to the root cause of why we're getting sick. We need to keep that momentum up.
When I was sick, I could only think about how much it hurt, how hard life was, and now being healthy, it really means freedom.
It is an investment of time and money and energy and effort to completely shift how you've been living, but it is worth it because what you are getting compared to how I was living before, I feel unlimited.
In a system where convenience has come at the cost of our health, these are the ones choosing a different path. Each of the people gathered here, and countless others making a difference in their own way, they're purveyors of something greater than just food. At the heart of this community, a new kind of market is taking shape. A place built not on profit margins, but on purpose. This is more than a storefront. It's a collective stand, a movement rooted in trust, in soil, and in neighbors who've become allies. Because real change doesn't come from one person alone. It comes from many, each playing their part, each choosing to do better, and together, building something that nourishes not just bodies, but communities.
I pray and hope that this issue of children's health, this issue of chronic disease, does not go back in the bottle. If it is clear that there's a sustained political coalition of people that are going to vote on this issue, it will change culture over the next 10 years.
We're doing the work to vet the suppliers. We can shortcut that for other people in our community and help them achieve better health goals as well.
And if there are more people out there that continue to offer this to the community, that's how we invoke real change.
Doing service to the community
I get to work with my husband. And that's pretty good. That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
I like it.
I like it.
And I couldn't believe how much better I felt without the seed oils and the pasta, all the ultra-processed foods, all the junk that I was eating. I really, truly believe grass-fed beef is a superfood. I'm amazed at how my body functions so well on just beef and eggs and water. You know, it's pretty amazing.
You can't just eat everything good for you if it doesn't make you happy. I had to find a happy place between eating really healthy and then also eating and doing certain things that made me happy that may not be good for me, but you know, it's a balance because happiness is part of being healthy. So if you're not happy, you won't be healthy.
Yeah, just pinch it off like a big balloon full of water.
You gotta squeeze at the top more.
There you go. That's how you get the drink.
That is fresh.
Yeah, I can hit a cat at 20 feet, I'm telling you.
We now are in this perfect gift of a place in American history where we can change this forever. I think we would see a huge transformation within the average American family if they understood where our food comes from. Make a family trip to go visit your local farmer. That is gonna get the ball rolling for so many families and kids to understanding and appreciating where our food comes from.
There's a balance of grace and discipline. If it's all grace, then you probably won't end up making much progress, but if it's all discipline, I don't think that's healthy either. Start small and start with habits that actually feel sustainable and doable, rather than just what you think is gonna get the quickest results.
Food is absolutely medicine. We were designed to heal, and when we are eating foods that are giving us lots of nutrition, it allows our bodies to thrive.
How can we make more healthy options more available? And you know, that's part of why I started ShakeUp, is like, this is my attempt to make healthy, delicious food and a full meal more available and more convenient for more people.
If you eat a meal and you feel tired after, you didn't eat well. You should feel great, invigorated, energy. Like, that's why we eat food, is for energy. People are really opening their eyes to trying to eat better that can really improve your life, or save it, quite frankly.
My mom passed away 4 years ago, and when I decided to do this, I wanted to do something and name it after her. So Ethel was her middle name. Her maiden name was Lane, so it was Ethel Lane, and I was like, just went with bakery. I was like, it just sounds cute. This is all. I feel my mom all the time when I'm making bread.
When we make these shifts to more localized food systems, we're pulling that money out of these big multinational corporations that do not care about our health, and we're putting it back in the hands of the people.
And honestly, enjoy nature, enjoy the garden, enjoy animals, enjoy stewarding the land.
We're over here saying, hey, we don't want this junk food, but we have to use our dollars locally to actually make that difference.